So for the character scheme, this is the way of identifying the people in your story, and you've always got these like 5 characters, and if one's missing, it's for a dramatic reason. So the 5 characters are the lead, the hero or heroine, the villain, or the enemy, baddie, antithesis character, the goal, which can be an object of desire, a lover, the mirror, which is the best friend. It's the person you talk to so that you're not stood alone on the stage or doing direct address into the camera or talking to the audience, you know. And the mentor, which is the advice character, the parent, the guardian, the Merlin, the Obi-Wan. So the lead character is...
What's he needs the cardinal?
The Cardinal, Jonathan Pryce, George or Jorge, however they say it. The villain... The Pope, Hopkins, Ratzinger, Benedict. I hesitated for a moment on just immediately calling him the villain, but that's how it is. It's one guy against the other guy.
Yeah.
It's not like some supernaturally thing. Goal. This is a really strange one.
Forgiveness?
But if the goal... If this is the character scheme...
Obtain forgiveness?
If this is the character scheme, and if we're trying to say that the goal has to be a person... Now this gets difficult, it gets a bit weird. But in one way, could you say that the goal is the Pope? So in a way, the Pope is the villain and the goal. Because the Pope, if the Pope is meant to be God's representative on earth, and what you're trying to achieve is the blessing from the Pope, that in a way, the goal, the villain and the goal are the same character. Now, the villain is the man... this is what you could say. You could say the villain is the man, Ratzinger, and the goal is the office of Ratzinger. Is the because imagine this was a romantic comedy or a love story, and the goal was then the person you're in love with. It still might be that the problem is, because of your terrible past or your cheating or whatever, your goal is their forgiveness. So you don't win your partner until you've, overcome your immaturity or whatever it is. So strangely, or you could almost say the goal is his own soul or something. I don't know. You could get into it like that. He's trying to get back to who he was as the simple, idealistic young priest rather than the tortured. And maybe you could say, maybe that's the justification for the flashbacks. He was trying to communicate with his younger self.
So, yeah.
Something strange like that. So then, who becomes the mirror? The mirror is the best friend. So, not necessarily best friend, but it's the person you talk to, who's like you, who will listen to your problems and just go, yeah, me too.
The Pope?
It's sort of strange that the Pope's taken on that role as well. They watch football together, they have pizza together. He swings from... And when the Pope is not being his mirror, he is alone. A man without a mirror. Like the famous in Taxi Driver, he's got no friends, so he literally talks into the mirror. The mirror is his mirror, or his diary book is his mirror. His other... This is not quite a mirror, but at first I put nun, then I put his housemaid, the woman who seems to look after him, then I put Ratzinger, and then I put his younger self as these mirror characters.
Yeah.
None are quite right under maybe Ratzinger. But it's interesting that it leads us up to the mentor. And it's weird how this character structure... Because basically there are no characters in it except for these 2 guys. Everyone else is just the population.
Yeah.
Even this girlfriend has got no character. She's just a girl who I was with You never hear her speak, or all the other priests are just other priests. You know, you can almost look at who the important characters are by either who speaks a lot or who's the famous actor. You know, and there isn't. Who's the famous other actor? So the mentor ends up being Ratzinger again.
Yeah, the Pope.
The Pope is the mentor again, with a slight nod towards his housemaid who says, "Oh, you must do this, or don't do that." But is she really his mentor? Not quite.
Yeah, not quite.
Is she his friend? Not quite. But there's a mixture of those qualities. Okay, so character scheme: lead, Jonathan Pryce; villain, Ratzinger; goal, Ratzinger; mirror, Ratzinger; mentor, Ratzinger. It's kind of a strange one.